In March 2022, Matt Reeves' darker and more detective-focused Batman film, which starred Robert Pattinson as a moody Bruce Wayne, was released to positive reviews and significant box office earnings. This is the ideal time for DC to add another well-known detective character to the mix, now that they are getting ready for a sequel. But who is it going to be? Stay tuned as we take you through all the details about The Batman 2. Firstly, who is this other detective? Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson working together to bring an introspective portrayal of Batman to the big screen has provided Vic Sage with the chance to make his live-action film debut in The Batman 2. The Question, a masked vigilante noted for leaving a calling card with the inquisitive punctuation mark, is a native of Hub City who also goes by the name Charles Victor Saz. Vic Sage's current comics incarnation has been endowed with magical abilities like shape-shifting, teleportation, and even immortality. Thus, it would be wise to return to his DC Comics roots if James Gunn and Peter Safran want to include The Question in The Batman 2. The Batman 2 is prepared for both Robin's DC Universe debut and the addition of other street-level DC characters like Vic Sage. The Question initially debuted in June 1967's Blue Beetle #1 of Charlton Comics. Vic Sage was developed by Steve Ditko as an investigative journalist with a special talent for battling corruption by whatever means necessary. Vic Sage has yet to appear in a live-action comic book movie, despite the fact that the character has since been further discussed in titles like Justice League Unlimited. However, Matt Reeves' track record as a director of neo-noir superhero movies paves the way for the introduction of yet another well-known detective in the DC universe. Next, The Question is ideal for Matt Reeves' portrayal of Batman. Vic Sage is the appropriate choice for The Batman 2, despite The Question having undergone considerable changes since his creation because of the character's detective roots, early lack of superhuman abilities, and naturally similar background to Batman. Batman is portrayed as the world's greatest investigator, as was clear in Matt Reeves' The Batman. Yet, it is possible to argue that this is only true because of Bruce Wayne's enormous wealth. Furthermore, even when contrasted to Wayne's, Vic Sage's investigative acumen is unequaled in DC Comics. The two characters likewise had rough childhoods, were both orphaned at an early age, and neither had any special abilities. Vic Sage's ascension to the status of yet another legendary detective in the DC universe would also fit in flawlessly with the realistic depiction of Gotham that Reeves created in The Batman. Sage uses the legal system to the best of his ability, but when societal restraints prevent him from pursuing his vision of justice, he is also willing to take questionable actions. This perseverance and contradiction precisely echo Bruce's epiphany at the conclusion of The Batman that the city needs Bruce Wayne's ability to use his respectable public persona and influential power as a force for good, well more than Batman's legally questionable antics. After that, an appearance by Vic Sage might pave the way for more street-level DC characters. Vic Sage's entrance into the DCU may serve as a trigger for visits from other street-level DC Comics characters, in addition to the obvious character and tonal similarities between Reeves' Gothamverse and The Question. Although there isn't much of a comics history between Batman and The Question, Sage does have ties to characters who are close to Batman, such as Renee Montoya and Huntress. In the comics, Montoya even momentarily assumes The Question's persona while donning Sage's recognizable faceless mask. Although Rosie Perez already played Montoya in Birds of Prey, it's difficult to predict whether there will be a sequel to that movie in light of the new DC universe. One of the best movies of 2022 was The Batman. In order to fully realize the potential that Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson have shown in bringing their interpretation of the Caped Crusader to life, Gunn and Safran must reintroduce the duo for The Batman 2 while still directing a comprehensive long-term vision for other characters. Vic Sage's The Question being featured in a movie with a sleuth-style plot that adds another legendary detective to the DC universe can help Reeves' passion for sophisticated noir shine even more. Lastly, what other characters can be added in the sequel? The Riddler made a comeback to the big screen over 30 years after Batman Forever, this time portrayed as a Zodiac killer type of villain. Paul Dano's portrayal of the Riddler, which fits into the Batman's more grounded universe, does not include the catchphrase "riddle me this" or the green costume. It is safe to assume that Barry Keoghan's portrayal of the Joker will likewise be a more grounded one, given how grounded the Batman's Riddler, Catwoman, and Penguin all were. The Batman's ending did enough to establish this universe's Joker, even though the finest glimpse of Barry Keoghan's Joker came from a deleted sequence that might not even be regarded as canon. Although Barry Keoghan is not given credit for playing the Joker in The Batman and is seldom visible, it is clear from the film that the Riddler's new pal in Arkham is the infamous clown. The Joker, or at least the guy who would become the Joker, is already in Arkham, most likely thanks to Batman according to the ending of the film. The Joker and the Riddler get along right away, and for a brief period, the Batman abandons its more somber tone in favor of the chaotic dynamic between the two of Batman's most well-known adversaries. Only that Keoghan's Joker is proud of the Riddler's achievements is revealed about him in the scene. Adding The Question to the sequel would be a bold move and would pique the interest of most hardcore fans. Now, let's talk about everything that we know about the Batman sequel. sequel. Firstly, there will be a Batman 2. The Batman sequel is now in early discussions, and Matt Reeves has stated that 2 more films are being considered for the future. It makes sense that the movie would also get a sequel, given that Warner Brothers has discussed 3, possibly even 4 upcoming series that would spin off of the Batman, including one now canceled series about the Gotham City Police Department and more about Arkham Asylum, the Penguin, and possibly Catwoman. It's a Batman movie, and given the unqualified success of the Pattinson-starring flick, a sequel is justified. After all, the movie itself establishes a few storylines that the Batman 2 will draw from, including a lot of Joker material starring Barry Keoghan. Next, is the Joker there in Batman 2? The Joker's participation in the Batman has increased the likelihood that he will appear in the Batman 2. Even if they reserve the Joker's introduction as the main antagonist for the last movie, he might take on a more significant role as the franchise moves forward. Batman visits Arkham Asylum in the deleted scene to question the Joker about the Riddler. Bruce Wayne is forced to depart as the prison cell is filled with the Joker's unnerving laughter as the villain scans through police records before closing in on Wayne's mental state. A confrontation with the Joker would be far more appropriate for the franchise's conclusion, but it appears like Reeves is withholding knowledge about the figure for as long as possible. After that, who might make a debut and who might return from the Batman cast? The return of Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Jeffrey Wright, and Andy Serkis as Batman, Catwoman, Jim Gordon, and Alfred respectively is highly likely. Because the Riddler was taken into custody, Paul Dano is most likely not coming back, but he might always make a cameo in a lesser role. The Joker, played by Barry Keoghan, might have a bigger part in the Batman 2. Along with the Penguin and Joker taking center stage, the Batman 2 may also center on Hush, also known as Tommy Elliot, a villain who was prominently hinted at through Edward Elliot in the first movie. The Batman sequel might also have comic book villains that weren't in the original film, such as Clayface, Scarecrow, and a number of other fantastic members of Batman's rogues gallery. The Court of Owls and Robin might make their film debuts as well. Otherwise, some of these less well-known villains will undoubtedly make an appearance in the Arkham Asylum TV series. Moving on, what we know so far about the Batman spin-off shows. There are now 3 confirmed and 1 potential spin-off series of the Batman. In 2020, it was revealed that a Gotham PD-centered television series would air on HBO Max, but due to controversy surrounding the series, which led to a completely separate spin-off, the show has been put on indefinite pause. The unnamed Arkham Asylum project has taken Gotham PD's place on Reeves's production schedule. Although the show's timeline hasn't been confirmed, the Joker would probably appear in this one. Barry Keoghan's terrifying Joker would undoubtedly fit in, as Reeves has hinted that the series will be more in the horror style. The Penguin is the focus of the most recently revealed The Batman spin-off. With HBO Max, the project is currently in active development, and Colin Farrell has agreed to make a return. The series will follow Oswald Cobblepot's rapid ascension to become the high-flying mobster he is now, potentially setting him up as the main antagonist in The Batman sequel. Finally, although a Catwoman spin-off has not yet been announced or confirmed, Reeves has told HBO Max that he would definitely like to make one. Reeves's requests will probably be granted given the success of The Batman and Zoe Kravitz's amazing performance. Lastly, the anticipated release date for The Batman 2. The pandemic caused a number of delays for The Batman, especially as filming started just before lockdown and was put on hold for a while before resuming back up later in 2020. The Batman was initially slated to come out in the summer of 2021. The Batman 2 might debut as early as the summer or fall of 2024, based on how long it took to film and edit the first movie. Dylan Clark, the producer of The Batman, cautions fans not to anticipate a 5-year delay in the release of the sequel. The Batman universe will continue to grow thanks to 4 potential spin-off projects that are currently in development. Can't wait to see what comes next in this universe. That's a wrap for this video. Would you like to see the question in a Batman movie? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.